I'm Kathleen Crowley Dembo from Pickleball 518, and I'm here today with John Vergo of Pickleball Maps. It's a new tool on the web that stumbled upon and found it really interesting and hope to learn more about it today. Hello, John.
Hi, Kathleen. Nice to be here.
And I think you're located in somewhere in New York, just like me.
I am, which means we're both getting prepared for a big dump of snow as we speak, right?
Unbelievable. I was hoping to be out on the courts in March.
No such luck for the next couple of days.
All right. So John, tell me a little bit about Pickleball Maps.
I created Pickleball Maps. Like many things in the technology world, I found I personally had a need for something like this. I was an aspiring tournament player, and in order to find tournaments, I would go out to a variety of sites. And when I got to those sites, I would typically have to set some filters and search by state. And then even when I was able to get tournaments within a state, I'd get a whole list of tournaments, and what I'd have to do is take the addresses and cut and paste them into Google Maps to see where it was and if it was within a reasonable driving distance for me. And then because there were different websites that had these tournaments, I started keeping a Google, a spreadsheet to track and manage all of this. And I thought there has to be a better way. So I, put my fingers to my keyboard, and what we'll talk about today is the result.
So just in like 1 minute, explain what Pickleball Maps does.
So it's a website that uses Google Maps, and what it does is it has a database of tournaments. It has a database of courts and venues, and has a database of ambassadors. And I'm going to be adding some additional things on there as time allows, like instructors who have registered. And it presents all of this information on a map. So you can do things like, if you register for the site and provide your home address or even just your hometown, it will open up the map on that location and put a pin somewhere in the vicinity of where you live. And it'll show you all the tournaments, all the courts, all the ambassadors that are in your area. But it's Google Maps, so you can move around, you can look at different parts of the country or the world. I'm starting to get some interesting international participation on the map now as well. And in addition to, using information that's out there on the web, people who are running their own tournaments can add their tournaments to my map. All of this is for free, by the way.
Wow.
And I also have another feature that some people really love, which is if you register on the site, anytime a new tournament gets added and it's within 100 miles of where you live, you'll get notified that this tournament is now up and available for registration. So people really like that.
I have that. I'm on that. And I was thrilled when I actually received a notification of my own tournament that I was organizing.
Yeah.
And I had put it on Pickleball Brackets, and you have some magical way where you're picking it up. And I'd love to learn more about that. But first, I mean, what you're doing is not something that a lot of people could do, I think. So could you tell me a bit about your background?
Sure. My background, I am a technical geek. I spent my entire entire career as a computer scientist, and with a heavy emphasis on software development, user interfaces, visualization. So I just, I knew when I was having some of this frustration and difficulty finding tournaments and managing, my own tournament participation, that there was clearly, a way that this could be done better. So
Nice.
that's how my background sort of, is related to what we're talking about.
And tell me about your pickleball journey. When did you
Um,
first learn about it?
My pickleball journey is probably so typical. I started playing 5 years ago. Like most pickleball players, I was immediately hooked. I just loved the game. I love the social aspect of it. I love the competition. I've always been a competitive athlete in a variety of sports over the course of my life, and pickleball is just so much fun, it's a game that people of all levels can participate in and can compete in also and still have a great time. So, what I've seen is that it's just opened up a second or third athletic career for people, all over the country and the world. Actually, I think it's opened up an athletic endeavor for a lot of people for the first time. But it's contagious, it's fun, and I'm just happy to be able to do something that people seem to enjoy and find useful.
Why don't you share your screen and show us the tool?
Sure, sure. Okay, so. Okay, can you see it?
I can.
All right, great. So I tried to keep things very simple. This is what you see when you come to the website, and I assume you'll post a link to this somewhere on
Absolutely.
your website, right, Kathleen?
Yes,
Okay.
I will.
So what you're looking at is a map, and it's a Google map. So, you could just click and drag and look at different areas. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. You'll notice that there are so many, what we're looking at right now are courts and clubs.
Okay.
So there are there are probably over 10,000 courts and clubs on the map right now. And if you zoom out, you can see the density is really high. So I use this kind of cool clustering algorithm to show that, okay, like right here, there's 399 courts. And you could see, there's courts out in Hawaii, but it allows you to very easily and quickly zoom in and zoom out to different areas. So if you happen to be traveling and you're looking for a place to play, this is a very useful thing to do. In addition to places to, I should also say, let me go back to, you'll see this blue pin here. This is actually my home. And if I zoom in here a little bit, if I'm looking for courts near my home and I click on it, it'll tell me this happens to be my local court that I play at all the time, Granite Knolls Park. So if you click on this, it opens up a web page that has the detailed information on it. And let me go back. I can also do this, get drive time and route. So it goes from my home, shows me the route to get to this, gives me the drive time of 15 minutes. These are things that I was doing by cutting and pasting into
Yeah.
Google Maps by looking at these other sites. So I just wanted, I wanted to make it super easy to do all the most common tasks that are out there. So that's courts and clubs. You can also look at tournaments. So right now, this is all the tournaments in my area, and just the way it worked with courts and clubs. If I click on this, I get the name of the tournament, the dates. I can click on tournament details, which allows you to go to the website and actually register for the tournament. And I can get the drive time to the tournament from my house, which is 46 minutes. If I click on map controls again, I can only search for tournaments in certain date ranges. So if I'm traveling and I'm going to be in California for the week of May 15th through 21st, I could look for tournaments at a specific location that's up here. Okay, and then the other thing that we have is ambassadors. So ambassadors are people who have really signed up to help people find games in their local area. This is one of the most common questions that you see on Reddit, r/pickleball, or on Facebook or other social media sites. Where can I am going to be traveling to wherever, right? I'm a 3.5 or a 4.0 player. Yep. Where can I find a game? Well, these are people who have signed up to help people find games in their area and to find courts. So, you know, if you click on this, you'll see that there's a way to that Zorano Tubo is a USA Pickleball District ambassador in this area, and you can click on this link and actually send an email to that person. So it just makes it, you know, it's all very visual, very map based, and it makes it easy to you know, to explore and find the pickleball resources that you want, whether it's a court, a tournament, an ambassador. Sometime soon, instructors will be supported.
Nice.
And then the last thing I'll mention is that if you do register for the site and you opt in, what I will do is every time a tournament is added, which is in your location, you know, that tournament, you'll get a notification that that tournament is available for you to register. And it just gives you a very early heads up on these things, so you don't get closed out of a tournament if you want to stay on top of that.
Yeah. Let's stop sharing your screen and tell me, how are you doing this?
You mean technically how I'm doing it?
Yeah.
So this is all done in Python and JavaScript and HTML using an application framework called Flask.
Okay.
You know, I don't get that question too often, Kathleen.
I've done some scraping, website scraping as a data journalist, and we use some Python doing it, and it's definitely challenging.
You know, it's not for the faint of heart. It's a very technical endeavor. So a lot of the information that I get is in fact scraped from other websites. So, you know, I have a list of websites that I look at regularly, and I get the information and load it into my database. But I also, if you look up here, you can, oh, I'm sorry, you can't see my screen.
That's right, that's right. If you want to go back and share for a second, sure, go for it.
Let's see.
Oh no, I'm still seeing your screen.
Oh, you are? Okay, good. So you can add up here, if you're registered, you can add your own tournament, you can add your own court or club. And so people are doing that. And so just to take a look, if I go back to courts and clubs, everything that's on the map right now, which is international, has been added by people who, you know, have simply come to the website and you know, and added their courts and clubs. So we're starting to get some international participation. Obviously, not as anywhere near as intensely populated as what we have in the United States, but you know, pickleball is really a US-centric game right now. So it's starting, you know, to become more popular, and you know, hope to see the rest of the world look like this pretty soon.
So what are your data sources for tournaments?
So for tournaments, pickleballbrackets.com, pickleballtournaments.com, pickleball den, and of course, individual tournaments. So one of the nice pieces of feedback that I've gotten is that small local tournaments, I call them mom and pop tournaments, really don't have a way to to advertise their tournaments if they're not using one of the big platforms to advertise and run their tournaments, which,
Yeah.
there's expense associated with that. My site, I have it. It's free to use for anybody who wants to put a tournament up there. So, that's an increasingly popular source of information, which is just individuals who are putting their information on the site.
So free, John? Is this free forever? I mean, this is gonna be a lot of work for you.
Right now it's free and I hope to keep it that way. It's my way. It's my way of giving back to the pickleball community, and I'm happy to do it. We'll see where it goes in the future.
Awesome. It's a really neat tool. And as someone who's just getting into playing tournaments and running tournaments myself, it's been helpful to me. So best of luck with the endeavor.
Thank you so much.